Kevin has been very inclusive in this tournament as an overseas player. He is very handy at the top here for the Soufriere Hikers. He have really somewhat curtailed the run scoring for most teams, as this one Miles is off the mark and the 4 Charlotte Strikers on their way for a total here.
Hodge has been very, very effective as a bowler. He has bowled his 2 overs consecutively, usually the first and the third in the power play. And he's usually backed up at the other end by Neil Lewis. And they have quite often really placed a stronger hold on the scoring in the initial overs and open up the opportunities for the others to take out the wickets because of the scoreboard pressure. And
the opening set is shared by Casmus Haksha, talented left-hand batsman, hard hitting. Well, this one is in there and just dropping short of that short third man, fielder Romero Bibi. So Hodge is somewhat disappointed with that effort. He's thinking that ball could have, that it should have been a more, better effort than that from Bibi at short third there.
He really should have made that into a catch, Bibi.
I would appeal, interesting appeal there, but it was not interesting there by the keeper Gidron. He somewhat was already angling down leg with that delivery, so he was not somewhat interesting in that shot. There you see him going down leg.
As Bascom, he has 68 runs so far in the competition.
He will need another 68 here to help the 4 Charlotte Strikers to get a good total. The fans of the Soufriere Hikers, they're really out in all their glow because Soufriere Hikers, being a defending champion and a finalist, have really built a fan base here at the VPL. And on their social media pages, they have got a high follow group. So, end of the first over, as we see persons are coming in from their workplace to be here at cricket. Good over there to start from Hodge. They're 3 without loss.
Good tight over to begin the innings there by Hodge, and again quite a steady start by Bascom and Haksha. They really would want to maximize the remaining 3 overs of the power play. Bascom, as we said, has 68 runs so far in the competition, 42 is highest score. Strike rate of 125.93, which is quite low for him. Haksha has gotten some useful starts, has played some quick innings, but has not gone on to score a big score just yet. And they would want these two to really come to the party in this game.
Well, it will be Lewis coming from the Grenadines end. You've been doing this for the Soufriere Hikers for many years, many tournaments, as tucked into the mid-wicket region, vacant area there because there's a of land that are there. Only 2 fielders would have been out on the field because this is a power play. Now bring Casmus Haksha into the strike. Well, many viewing locally here in St. Vincent who cannot make it down to the Arnoldville playing field, and many have decided they will take the weekend to view the cricket. This one is pulled down the ground, will drop short. Eastern side, the western side, even the Grenadines, they're watching the cricket. So good build up here for the VPL. We are halfway within the business part of the VPL. Bascom will be looking to set a formidable total here, which will be somewhat of a 110, 120. Will be a good axe. And this one, Alanson.
It was very short from Lewis. He was looking to punch it through the offside. Got some turn back into him though, and the bounce was prodigious.
Interesting shot that is. Off the back foot. So the ball coming off the stump. choose not to run off the ricochet.
Yeah, I think it
'Cause
struck
hit
Miles at some point.
it
Yeah.
struck the umpire as well. So a bit of fair play there. Fair play award be given. Good over as well by Innings so far. I have not seen a boundary yet. Been in the second over of the power play. What can Haksha do? This one is 3 coming off the over so far.
What they tend to do, Lewis and Hodge, they rush the batsmen because they get through each delivery so quickly.
Tremendous shot by setboard point, and the short third man, a tremendous save as well there by the short third man Romaro Bibi. Excellent, because he's a very tall, lanky fella, and to get down on the ground and save that one is a tremendous save.
Yeah, that was a very good save by Bibi. He pursued it full and wholeheartedly all the way. That was a nice looking shot by Haksha. Usually you see him powering the ball, but he's showing that he has some dexterity and some touch as well in his play. And that was a nice looking shot. Kaznel, you're from the Northwest, and you were bigging up some persons. The persons are watching from all over the country, and some persons are watching from outside the country as well. Some Vincentians overseas. One of them from the Northwest is MSD Cricket.
Right.
And some of the players as well.
Right. They have really sponsored a team in this tournament, and the MSA Mark himself. He's from the Northwestern side as well. You have added his sponsorship to the Dark View Explorers. This one is struck firmly over the top, high in the air, and all that Dylan could do is just fetch it from the ropes.
Yeah, that was a good shot there from Miles, and he would be aware of what happened in the last game. He would not want to repeat, so he will be looking to get as many as he can in this over. And that one was a little too full by Hodge. And it also wasn't one that he tried to turn. It was one of his flatter deliveries. So he just went down the ground. And although he got the bottom of the bat and it went very high, it went far enough for 6.
Well, the win also carried out because it was one hand shot of the bat. This one is tucked away. It's going to the rope and another boundary. Miles is heating things up here for the Fort Charlotte. Are the Cannons now in heat at the Fort Charlotte Lansing?
Yes, and he that was actually a better shot. He waited on that one. It was a slower one, from more flight on that one from Hodge, and he waited deep in his crease and was able to tuck it in the gap all along the ground. That was a very good shot by him.
18 without loss for Charlotte Strikers into over number 3. Just 10 so far. So pressure back on Hodge. Inclusion of the overseas players have really built the experience level of the local players here, and they have imparted some knowledge. You're seeing the tournament have been very open and competitive, Alliance.
Absolutely, and it was something that they tried in the second VPL. I don't think the overseas players had the impact that they wanted to on that occasion, but this time around, I think that they are putting their hands up, and also you see that the gap between local and overseas is not necessarily as great as far as you may think, and that speaks well about the quality of cricket here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Sween would have been a player for Charlotte Striker, unfortunately being Cotton from Trinidad and Tobago. Well, this one is sloppy shot there by Haksha. Only small there at square leg, and the 4 Charlotte Strikers have lost their first wicket, trying to turn that one in a vacant area, and he was able to find Nigel Small. A great catch.
Not too sure why he didn't just hit that one with a full-blooded pull shot. Once he had gotten it past either the square leg or the short fine leg, acres of room out there behind square for him. So he'll be very disappointed with that, because he almost placed it really in the fielder's hand.
They have lost their first wicket there, and it now brings Thornton, it brings Thornton to the crease. Channel. Well, actually, my sister is in Digo Martin, living down there, and my nephew, son. What they hear. Hodge again showing his experience in the top of the innings by last ball for his spell. That one went through with a bit of pace. And, Miles now will become one of the batsmen that has to bat right through the innings here for the 4 Charlotte Strikers.
Yeah, and after 3 overs, they're 20 for 1. They're a little bit behind where they would want to be, although that over was quite productive. Christian Thornton coming to the wicket. It's his third match, so he has had 2 knocks, 1 of 6 and 1 of 29 in his first match. His strike rate is 140, and he has so far struck 2 4s and 2 6s in his 2 innings. You will want to get a big innings here and show strikers when to get him to replace McSween.
Well, it's the final over of the power play here. And a miss.
Utley Lewis bowling here. He has played 36 matches.
And it's too short. Pulled away. He was able to swivel in time and got it over the ropes. And 6 more, 2 Miles Bascom. A great shot.
That one was too short. I was just about to commend him on his economy, because his economy for the 3 VPLs is at just below 7 runs and over, 6.95, and I think that's usually the job that he and Hodge do so well, because they tend to put the pressure on the batting team, and they have to go after the other bowlers.
And this one goes over. It could be taken, and taken it is. So after a 6, he's brilliantly taken there by Ryan Williams. And boy, Miles Bascom goes back to the hut before Charlotte losing their 2nd wicket.
Wicket there, and that's a very good catch by Williams. We saw a few catches go up in the air, and they were not well judged, and some of them have been dropped. But that was very good cricket there by Ryan. He kept his eyes on it all the way, running in a sideways position, so he's able to keep his eye on the ball. He didn't just turn his back on the ball and run backwards, and he did everything in the approved manner there, and taking a neat catch.
Now 44 Charlotte Strikers as they look to close out the power play here. As for hikers, it appears they seems to be fit. I'm not sure if they warm up on the flanks of the Soufriere volcano.
Well, the name should indicate that they should be fit. If you're in hiking and so on, you need to be very fit. And what I would say here is that in terms of their feeling, I think they have been the best feeling team on show in the competition. Wrong feeling has been clean. Their catching has been generally on point, and they have that to their advantage. And it's one of the reasons why they have started to win.
Roy Williams comes to the crease. He have been adding some totals, much needed totals for the 4 Charlotte Strikers. And his brother has just recently played the previous game there. And he was a judge man of the match in that one with this 2 for 6. So this time his brother will be looking to make amends. As this time it's in the air, could be taken. Maloney takes the catch, and the 3rd wicket goes to 4 Charlotte Strikers. They are now in desperate trouble.
Yeah, and I was talking about the impact of Lewis getting his 2nd wicket now. Both he and Hodge, they have been very economical, and because of their economy, it quite often leads the batters from the other team to take some serious risks. And Hodge also in the competition is bowling at an economy of 7.54 in his game so far, and also with you pair that with Lewis, who has an overall economy rate of less than 7. And when you're playing in a T10 game and the opening bowlers are going at just over 7 and just under 7, then that tends to pose a big problem now for the remaining 6 overs.
Well, interesting to see because this time Ryan Williams, just one more delivery leave for this power play. And 26 for 3, the four Charlotte Strikers. Now, we just thought at one point that the cannons at the fort may have charged up, but it appeared it was just a smoke screen there.
Manuel Hector comes out to join Seal Roy Williams. Neither batsmen have faced. Back here in the power play for his team.
Well, Hector will need to settle himself in and see his team to have a very good total here, somewhat of a 80-90 region, because we see that 80 was really challenging for the Botanical Garden Rangers in the first game. I mean, score on the board is score on the board. So at the end of the power play, 26 for 3, the four Charlotte Strikers in a bit of bother at 6.5 runs for over.
Power play figures: Lewis 2 overs, 2 for 11. Hodge 2 overs, he has bowled, and he has taken 1 wicket, the wicket of Haksha, and he has bowled his 2 overs for 15 runs, so 1 for 15. Bascom just dismissed 21 of 14 deliveries, caught Ryan Williams, well judged catch, bowled Otley Lewis. Haksha caught Nigel Small, bowled Kevin Hodge, 4 of 6 deliveries, and 13 caught Desmond Maloney, bowled Otley Lewis for Duck.
Well, it now brings Ryan Williams into the attack. Ryan being a very experienced bowler. He have gotten some experience as far as Australia, the coaching clinic. So it will be interesting, and we have seen he has gotten 4 wicket haul in the VPL so far, the best being 4 for 7.
Yes, and Ryan Williams, when you look at his 8 wickets at an average of 3.13 and at an economy of 6.25. So remarkable going there. He's 3 wickets ahead of anyone else. And so he's on top of the wicket taking list so far for the tournament, having a big impact this time, Ryan Williams.
I'm put you for 1 day. And Cotton, we haven't really seen him. He has gone back to the hut. Cotton has been dismissed, and Williams is still there. Hector, both 1 ball apiece. They will need to really get into this party very quickly and see how much they could up that current run rate. 6.5 is unacceptable in a T10 version.
Serious pressure here, the strikers.
Tremendous delivery there. Excellent delivery. And with Hector more so of a, he's not an aggressive type batsman. He's a batsman that will want to come in the crease and set himself for about an over 2 before he starts his scoring. That delivery there is somewhat of a, what we call a 1-day test match length for him.
That's if only any criticism we have of Ryan Williams, I think that is the only thing I could fault him for. That at times he just for seemingly no reason just bowls probably a wide or a delivery that that is not in keeping what is happening.
Well, this one has really not been in keeping. It has called consultation from both umpire to determine what kind of delivery that was, because it was not signal wide or no ball. Wide signal at this time.
The consultation was about the fact that it actually missed the cut strip. It seemed like it missed the cut strip. And wondering if a different rule applies or a different signal applies for such a delivery.
If I was in the position to make rules or decision there, I would have give him a warning, just like when you bowl a bouncer. You know, you get one for the over. You cannot be bowling the ball off the track like that. But it's an unfortunate situation. It's not an opportunity of time that happens. Just that the fourth child should be doing a rebuilding or somewhat of a looking to get the boundaries.
Have to look to get the boundaries, because at the end of the day, whatever you make, that is what has to be chased. You don't have to be reckless, but they need to try to be innovative, try to get as many runs as they can out there. Rayon Williams, all he really needs to do now is to bowl the test match length and line, as you mentioned before, because the pressure is on the batsman.
And interestingly, we haven't seen Dylan Douglas bowl for the series so far. Something that is very strange when it comes to the Soufriere hikers. This one is tucked on the pad on the way through. Great take by the keeper. He's not an established keeper, but somewhat of a makeshift. But that's a very good take.
Yeah, he has been doing very well behind the stumps, Gideon, in the tournament. He has looked the part. Mentioned several times already in the tournament that between VPL 3 and 4, that he has done a lot of work on his physique, done a lot of fitness work, and it is reflected in his play on the field.
Oh. Just camp at you for one, and they're coming upstairs where we are to determine whether or not that's a run out. The Soufriere hikers are convinced about that one. Well, the third umpire has been calling. I believe he's gone. He's gone. He's a goner.
Well out there in the end. So 4 wickets down. They're going to find themselves, the red light most likely is going to come on anytime now. And so they're going to find themselves in further trouble here, the 4 Charlotte Strikers.
Third umpire.
On the umpire's decision, third umpire.
The review of that, would you need another look? Let's see. Okay, there we go. There you go. You're out.
There's trouble here for the 4 Charlotte Strikers. 29 for 4 after 5 overs. The run rate is low, and they have lost several wickets. Seal Roy Williams, who made 31 of 9 deliveries in the last game, added some a measure of respectability to what was going to be a very low total. And it seems as a lot of the batting will depend on him again, and I think probably he'll now be joined by James. And it's an opportunity for James as the overseas player. 5 overs left, your team is in a poor position, and you can just take the game here. Not necessarily take it on to just go on a swashbuckling innings, but back the 5 overs and back yourself probably of the last 2 overs to get as many as you can, having already been at the crease and well set in the wicket.
As a captain of the 4th Charlotte, Alonso, if you were in that position, what would have been the message going out to the batsmen?
That 2 of you need to try to bat to the end of over number 7 at least, and on 8, and then after that you see how many you can get. In the meantime, try to get the signals. If your bad ball comes, you put it to the boundary.
It appears that no bad ball is coming here for the 4th Charlotte. Just the wickets are falling. Very dangerous sight, because Romaro Bibi, who have gotten a good out in here at VPL 4, has been doing very well for the Soufriere hikers, and he's standing at the Grenadines' end to take charge of the bowling here in the 6th over. Not a good start, but white signal there by the umpire.
But it seems as if that would be his ploy, to go full and wide of off stump. He doesn't want to give Seal Sealroy access to the leg side, which he's very strong over square leg, mid wicket, long on, and also that will be hitting with the wind. So he's trying to take that out of the equation. He's bowling over the wicket and pushing the ball across him.
Marbury plays for the police cricket club, and he's a very strong lad, upper built, and he bowls a very good 2-over chart. This one inside edge, unfortunately, and it goes down to the boundary here for 4. Welcome boundary for the 4 Charlotte Strikers at this time.
Take all the runs that they can get and take them however they come, because at the moment they're really struggling. And Williams was looking to hit that one down the ground straight, and he got the inside edge. Fortunately for him, it did not ricochet onto the stump, and it was also able to elude keeper Pope behind the wicket. 4 runs to him.
Come back to BB. I remember playing with him a couple of times in the police club, where we have saved the police club in many innings batting. John Dyke watched me here, in a surprising look. Yes, and many times in Park Hill, Dyke. Strong lad. He's a very talented bowler. He thinks his game. He's a very smart one. And he likes to get it right, even if he doesn't get a wicket. He likes to bowl a good line, a good length. And the 4 Charlotte Strikers, the Soufriere Hikers here, will be depending on him to get his 2 overs in condition of this game.
Had a very good innings in his first outing, but since then, and of course, yes, he had another good innings in the chase as well when they were attempting to chase 120 plus. But since then, he has gone a little quiet, except for that monstrous hit that we saw a couple of days ago. But in terms of his runs tally, he has gone a little bit quiet, and he needs to have a big innings here for his side.
This one is a tremendous shot, but it's in the air. There is a wind factor, and this time, whether win or not, it almost hit the Frank Thomas Pavilion there, and it's gone for 6. Well, I believe the first 6 I've seen for the inning so far. Well, no, my bad.
That one was in the slot. It's where he doesn't want to be. We know that Sealroy is very strong over long on and mid wicket, so that's where he really wanted the ball to be.
Well, this one is a tremendous blow. It is out of the arena, and this one would have taken some air hostess to get it back here.
Yeah, that one had some mileage on it. That's BB had. He saw the plan in the first couple of deliveries, and that one was totally against what was required. It was a slow delivery, it was on midland leg, and it was also a length delivery. And that is exactly where Sealroy is waiting on the delivery. And he hit that one about, I would say, probably about 90 meters or 100 meters over square leg.
Unfair to Sealroy. They're going outside the arena.
A little short, so the President Suite building is a little short.
My goodness me.
So I would say 100 meters.
I will let Sealroy have a talk with you. Look at that shot. Good hand-eye coordination. And look at that. There we go.
100 meters is a good distance, Kasnem. That's far.
Yes.
Sounds like a little bit, but it's far.
It's outside the arena.
Dash race that you see, you take that and you turn that sideways from the pitch. Actually over square, like 100 meter hit straight doesn't look as big because it covers the distance of the pitch, then you add that, but when it's square, it's a big shot.
Good momentum here for Cyril Williams. He have always come to the rescue of the Fort Charlotte, and he appears to be striking up the cannons here. Can we see another big hit here while BB's under pressure? Good end to the over there from end of over number 6 there, 48 for 4.
That one, I think, actually was in the area that he could have gone, but I think he was aiming just a little to leg side. I think he was aiming in that favorite long on mid-wicket area instead of probably long off, which is where that one probably could have gone. But he has continued his propensity to hit more 6s than 4s. That has been the tail of his VPL career up to this point. He has more 6s in his career than 4s. And when you look at him, he doesn't look like a big guy, but he gives the ball a decent wallop.
Now brings Jeremy Lane into the attack. Interesting hairstyle, golden locks looking.
At the end of the 6th over, the score is 48 for the last of 4 wickets.
Done.
Strike we have
As
Joshua James,
true.
and with ball in hand we have Jeremy Lane.
Looking to pressure back onto the Fort Charlotte strikers with 48 for 4. The Fort Charlotte strikers should look at this now as a momentum pickup from the previous over. Yes, Joshua will feel that he missed out on this one.
That looked like a slow delivery outside the off stump, but with the wind, it actually came in. And that's something he has to be mindful of. You could see it going there, slow, but it just drifted back in a little bit.
Height.
The pace is what deceived him, the lack of pace.
That. By this time, Fire Butler will not have none of that. It's either you bring it closer to him or you get it close to the stumps.
Looks like that will be the ploy. That's the plan here from Lane, which is to bowl around that wide line. Asking James to stretch, but he's a very tall batsman. He might be able to still access that area.
Connects on one of this. He's traveling for sure. That's three dot balls, 2 dot balls so far. Just one wide for the over.
Hit the ball a little bit too onside in his approach. Look at his backlift there. Swinging, his head is high in the air. I mean, he's a big, strong guy. I mean, the boundaries, especially straight, are not that big. He could come onto the front foot and even use a high left elbow and still get it over the boundary.
There you go. There you go. In the air. Did he connect? He did not connect. And Williams is under it, and he goes. And the 5th wicket fall for the Fort Charlotte. They are 49 for 5. At this time, problems.
That was poorly done by James. You must be honest, give some credit to the bowler, but I mean, look at that. You're a very tall batsman. You know he's bowling wide. You're a tall man. You're not even stretching your foot at least to get a little bit more, a little bit closer to the delivery. Just standing tall, standing straight, and having a swing. That was not very good from James at all.
That goes there to Ryan Williams. There's a lot of Williams in this tournament here, both opposition and opponent. That shot is then pace off that delivery. Joshua has to get under it. As you see, Ryan, a little technique in that catch, a reverse cup we call that.
Has taken another catch in the innings, Ryan Williams. Richie coming to the crease now. He needs to give Sealroy some support. He's the only one who has been striking very well for them in this innings. So he needs some support. Let the team at least face all 10 overs. If they keep losing wickets at this rate, they may not necessarily do so. And that will be the cardinal sin of any limited overs fixture.
Oh, Williams is on 17 from 9 delivery. He seems to be having a different pitch batting on than his rest teammates.
That this is a slow innings because his last one was 31 off 9.
That's what for hikers need to get.
I was very disappointed with that dismissal. James saw the plan, but he did not do anything different with his approach. He saw what the plan was, slower outside the off stump, and he did absolutely nothing. He changed nothing. He swung a few times, missed, and just kept going the same way. And that's not good enough, I think.
Well, I think he backed his strength to get it over the rope with the wind that is blowing here. But it did not connect.
No, well, I'm not saying he should not have gone after delivery, but I mean, you can't just stand there and just stretch for the delivery. You need to put yourself in a position that you can have a firm base to hit the ball, even with your strength. That's why I was saying that if he had, stretched forward just a little bit with his height, then he would be closer to the delivery and would be able to get it over the rope.
Do not take it away. It's good, sensible bowling here as well from Lane. Lane
Absolutely
realized that he's coming into the over at the time when the 4 Charlotte should pick up a momentum, and he have really stuck to the plan of bowling wide outside that stump region. As this one is crunched again, but can't pass the skipper Desron Maloney there at cover region. So end of over number 7. There are 50 for 5. Yes, you're watching that. 50 for 5 with a current run rate of 7.14.
It's in the commentary box here, letting off some steam with this current state of the game. I was saying that they were supporting the strikers, but not anymore. It'll be interesting to hear who they are supporting now. As it can from time to time.
Does the loyalty switch with the championship, or based on what you're seeing currently?
You have to ask the person who has expressed the opinion.
The attack from the Grenadines end. And a good time in St. Vincent is Easter time, approaching Easter time. Good. Strong winds been blowing, good for kite flying. Regattas. Why to go for a regatta at this time, Rian?
Very wide delivery from Rian Williams. And you mentioned the wind. And I think that is what Rian is trying to avoid. He knows that if Sealroy hits over the leg side, that he's hitting with the wind and he's likely to get one over the rope. And so he's trying to go as wide as of the off stump as possible. So you could see that the Soufriere hikers bowlers, they have clear plans and they're trying to execute their plans. And we have to see how the 4 Charlotte strikers batsmen will counter.
Wide again. So even though Sealroy went across, he did not enough on it to convince the umpire. This one is extremely wide.
Very wide delivery indeed. Just getting it a bit too wide. You could see what the plan is, but ailing him on that occasion.
There are 3 fielders on the side patrolling that boundary. This one is down the ground. It doesn't matter. It's in the air. Could be taken. What a tremendous catch there by Maloney. Isn't that the catch of the tournament? Isn't that the catch of the tournament?
Yes, it's definitely the best catch that we have seen in this edition of the VPL. That's a top effort by Desron Maloney. It seemed all the way that it was just going to elude him. And you have to also take into consideration that it's the wicket of Williams, who, if he had been given an opportunity there, you never know what he could have done for the remainder of the innings. And you look at him, as I said with Rian in the previous catch, he is running sideways, so he's able to see the ball. His body is positioned in such a way that his eyes can remain on the ball. He doesn't turn his back to it and run back and then, stop at a certain point and turn around. He's running sideways, so he sees the ball in front of him. And at the last moment, when it was just about to elude him. He got the dive in, stuck out the left hand, and what a catch by Maloney.
Tremendous catch. We have seen some catches in this series put down, but I could not stop to comment on that catch. It was an outrageous catch there, somewhat of a goalkeeper type effort for Maloney, and it took something spectacular now to remove Williams, because he's a destructive force here for the Fort Charlotte Strikers.
Absolutely. We're looking at that replay once more.
Great shot.
And not only the catch, but also to keep it in your hand when you hit the ground. Sometimes the impact of the ground knocks that ball out of your hand. So that was very good work there by Maloney.
Goodness me, what a catch. That is Desron Maloney.
ITFX team being very generous with the replays.
And the different angles of that catch.
Fabulous catch.
You have just damaged the shades there, $20, you see?
You're assuming that it's a $20 shades and not
sure.
a more expensive one.
I've none of it when I finish it. Well, this one, so we're back to live action here as Lavier comes to the crease. Kurt and Lavier. And the two batsmen that are there, they are yet to score, are Richie Richards, who've been there for some 3 deliveries. And good bowling here by Ryan Williams. Ryan picking up his first wicket, so he has gone up 1 in the tally in the wicket-taking column.
Yeah, and so far he has definitely been the pick of the bowlers, not just for the Soufriere Hikers, but for the tournament.
Wide, well take again by the keeper. And there you go, hands of apology there.
That one is a little bit of a residual ball from the fact that he was just bowling to the left-hander prior to that, so into bowling to Richards.
Swing high and hard. Can Maloney takes another catch, and he's got him. Well, this time it is not Maloney and not
Andrew
Bungie.
Thomas.
It's Thomas who takes that catch, cleans it up very cleanly, and boy, the 4 Charlotte Strikers, they are in desperate trouble now.
In some serious trouble. As you look at that one going down to long on, and in the right hand by Andrew Thomas. Richards trudges back off the field after being dismissed. 53 for 7. 7.3 overs have gone. Ray Jordan is joining Lavier at the crease.
Ray Jordan is a handy batsman. He could chuck a couple of those balls over the boundary. And I think that the batsmen for the 4 Charlotte Strikers, it seems that they have not settled themselves with a plan to somewhat attack the bowling here and attack with some sensibility, and in doing so they're losing their wicket at a rapid rate. A French cut there, down to fine leg.
On the weekend, starting at 9 a.m., we have
He'll be facing his first ball
Saturday and
from
Sunday.
Ryan Williams. Williams again, excellent figures, 2 for 6. He has 2 deliveries remaining, 2 legal deliveries remaining in his spell. 54 for 7, the 4 Charlotte Strikers. Difficult position.
Have elude the keeper, and it's cleaned up by the fine leg fielder. Who? Sure.
It would have been interesting if he had gotten behind the stump and the throw went straight to the stump.
What to the total?
Pick it back onto the stump like Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
That 56-7. So great pace there. Still good carry. The ball seems to have done 8 overs. Good carry to the keeper. So end of the spell there for Ryan Williams. He finished with 2 for 8 from his 2. Excellent bowling there.
Another fine spell from the young man. He now has 10 wickets in the competition. And so he is miles ahead of everyone else. No pun intended. Well, Ryan Williams. So after 8 overs, 56 for 7. They're going at exactly 7 and over, which will take them to 70 after 10 overs. They would want to get at least over 80 because they saw 87 being defended. It will take some doing, especially with the fact that they have already lost 7 wickets. But I'm wondering if they were probably aiming too high in terms of the score here because they saw 87 being defended. There's always a chance that if you had made 95, maybe 100, that you could be in the game.
Well, if we look at the history of this track from the first game have not proven to be a 100 track. So what you need to do as a team is to assess quickly. And clearly, an 80 or a 90 on this track could prove dividends. If we are putting on the track that is to our extreme left, then you should aim a 110, 120. But it appears to me that they're just coming with the idea of they have to get to 100. They have to, and everybody attack. That track has a lot of grass. When I did the toss out there, it has a lot of grass on it. So it is beneficial for both pace and spin, you could say.
It is the most heavily grassed of the 3.
Tremendous shot, well taken there by Maloney at cover, and Maloney again is in the mix. What a catch.
Yeah, that was, compared to the catch that he took before, that one was very easy. But you saw him just giving Ray a little bit of a ribbon there, doing his little shake celebration, the same one that Ray does after he takes a wicket. So all in good fun. They are Windward Islands and national teammates. And
well, I do believe that when Ray Jordan comes to bowl, he will be looking to get Maloney to do back the same celebration, which is his trademark celebration.
Of course, and maybe he tell Maloney, you need to cope with your own celebration, don't take mine.
Okay. And is there an award for the best celebration in VPL?
I think that there should be. It would add some interest to proceedings.
I see that the Grenadine Divers...
Talking about Joseph?
Joseph, he has an extraordinary celebration. Is that a Mark Terry, something of a doggy style? But the standard of the cricket here at the VPL has really, really rise to another level in terms of, in all aspects. And I must give kudos to the organizers who have really add different flavors to and different pieces to the VPL, which have really bring out the true quality of cricket here in St. Vincent locally.
Yes, and Rashid Frederick has come out to join love here. He's the penultimate batsman for the strikers.
That's a spectator's catch for you viewers who are watching. And I could hear the loud screams outside by the few spectators who are supporting the hikers. And talking about Ryan Williams bowling, Jeremy Lane also is 2 for 3. And he's into his last over. Can he finish tight here? In this 9th over, with the Charlotte Strikers at 57 for 8. Do you see 57 being a challenging total here?
I think so, but it doesn't mean that you can't win. But it should not be a challenging total.
So end of the over, end of Jeremy Lane's spell. He's 2 for 3 from his 2 overs. And the 4 Charlotte Strikers, they are 57 for 8. A great bowling performance here by the by the Soufriere hikers.
Yes, very good performance by them. They have been sharp in the field. They have taken some brilliant catches. And as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they have been the best team in the field in terms of their the consistency of their feeling, their ground feeling, their catching. And it's a very important facet of the game, must never be underestimated, because it can have severe impacts on the outcomes of games, as we all know.
Well, I think the spectators for the La Soufriere Hikers, their expectancy, and I do not know how they do this, but they lose 2 games first, or they lose a first game, and from the time they win a next game, they just keep on winning. I don't know if it's a plan or it's a strategy, or to get they need a couple harassment from their spectators or their fans.
It can happen like that. Sometimes you can take a game or two to get going. Sometimes you have a little change in the squad here and there, so you're waiting for everybody to fully understand their role.
Well, Romaro Bibi comes into the attack and take the 9th wicket there for the Fort Charles Strikers, and it appears that they could be bowled out or not.
Very likely that they will be bowled out now, because the number 11 batsman is coming out to bat, Javid. So Javid and Rashid will be there. And I'm not too sure if they will be looking to just face the 5 deliveries and see if they can get 5 singles. They may still be trying to hit the boundary, exactly. And that, of course, adds risk and gives the fielding team the potential to bowl them out.
5 sixes will be very challenging. It takes the score to 87. So let's see if that is possible. 87 will be a much better total here.
If it's possible, it is possible, but I don't think it's probable.
Are you not backing Harry or Fredericks in this one? Or are you backing Romaro Bibi to bowl a good over?
I wouldn't say backing, but I think that the stats are in favor of Bibi. Let's just put it that way.
All right. One, yes. Should be signal a wide.
Of character slightly from what he has been bowling so far. Tried to bowl quite full.
We're into the last over. Pull him! An excellent Yorker. It tailed into the leg stump. And boy, oh boy, the Fort Charlotte, they're skittled out on the 10 overs. With 4 more delivery remaining to complete the 10 over spell, they're all out for 58.
That's why I was saying that the statistics are with Bibi. He has bowled a good Yorker, and Rashid really didn't have an answer for that. And it seemed to even be a little slower as well. He turned his fingers in his arm there and with his wrist, and was bowled all over the place. So an excellent performance in the field here from the La Soufriere Hikers, bowling out the Fort Charles Strikers for 58 runs. They are the first team to be bowled out in VPL 4, Kaznel.
Well, disappointing. They will be disappointing, but runs on the board is run on the board. And yes, if you're just joining us, the Fort Charles Strikers, they took for a strike, and they are 58 all out. 58 all out for you fans of the, I don't want to soak it in for the Fort Charles Strikers, but they are all out for 58 in 9.2 overs. And the bowling stats, 2 apiece for Lane, Ryan Williams, and Romaro Bibi. And excellent performance in the field there. Great catching, great feeling, and the bowlers really stuck to the plan for the Fort Charles Strikers, Alanson.
Yes, and just to go through the scorecard for the Strikers, Miles Bascom, he was caught. Ryan Williams bowled. Anthony Lewis, 21 of 14 deliveries. Cosmos Hackshaw, he was caught. Nigel Small bowled. Kevin Hodge for 4 of 6 deliveries. Kristen 13, he was caught. Desmond Maloney bowled. Anthony Lewis for Duck. Rory Williams, he was caught. Desmond Maloney bowled. Ryan Williams for 18 of 11 deliveries. Hector was run out for 1 of 3 by Ryan Williams. Joshua James was caught. Ryan Williams bowled. Jeremy Lane for 1 of 4 deliveries. Richie Richards was caught. Thomas bowled Ryan Williams for a knot of 4 deliveries. Curtin LaVey was caught Kavim Hodge, bowler Mario Bibi for 2 of 3 deliveries. And Ray Jordan was caught Desmond Maloney, bowled Jeremy Lane for 2 of 3 deliveries. Fredericks was out of that last delivery of the innings. He was dismissed for a duck. And Javid Harry was not out and he was yet to score. What about the bowling for the Hikers?
Well, it's a 2 apiece for all the bowlers. This is the first time I've seen this for the VPL, in any VPL, that each bowler got 2 wickets apiece. So the most successful being, well, the most economical being Jeremy Lane with 2 for 3 from his 2. So we will be with you shortly for a run trace here, which should be a somewhat of a walk in the park for the Soufriere Hikers, being the momentum, the winning momentum that they're in. But 58 could also be challenging for the Soufriere Hikers.
Yeah, let's not count our chickens before they hatch. We were caught out well with it in the first game. Myself and Ken Roy, when we were on, saying that the 88 should be chased down quite easily by the Rangers, but it proved otherwise. So you never know. It's a game of glorious uncertainties, cricket. Sights to behold. To ensure that they win a ramp to victory in pursuit of just 59 runs, they would want to win in less than 6 overs, maybe 5 overs, 4 overs, who knows, and really cause their net run rate to skyrocket to even the peak of La Soufriere. That's definitely what the Hikers would want to do.
It's Javid Harry to take up the attack here from the commentary booth end. He will bowl into Gideon Pope and Kevin Hodge, both opening the batting here for Soufriere. It'll be interesting to see the approach. This is a left armer with this wicket that turns. The 2 fielders are allowed outside the circle, the ring circle here, 30-yard circle, we'll see. Much slower delivery there as Harry trying to extract some turn from the chat there. Alanson.
The wicket has some spin in it. And punch down to long on. So he's trying to, utilize whatever is there for his team. Because, the Hikers, as long as they bat a couple of deliveries here and see what is happening, then they'll be going very hard at the bowling with the very small target that they're in pursuit of.
Hodge into strike. Mark. Interesting to see how Harry bowls to Pope. And it's the left and right combination. So the 2 fielders long on and wicket was out on the rope.
Kavim Hodge, he's opening the batting this time around. He did so in VPL 2 when last he was playing for Hikers.
But it's cut away past the man at backward point 4.
This one was a quicker delivery from Javid. You see him apologizing to his skipper there. Not the person to be bowling that quicker delivery to. Hodge actually likes to use the pace of the bowling, and so that gives him the freedom to do so. The width was there as well, so he cut it behind square, easy boundary for him in the end.
Had the fielder hold on to that, would have been a spectacular catch.
Yes, it would have. And we see here from Hodge, he has played 16 games, he has 199 runs, his high score 48 came in his last innings. Of defeat by him, Kasnel. Of defeat.
Yes, he's somewhat getting into the motion of dancing down the track. It's carnival time here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but I don't believe he have gotten the music because Javid is asking him to come down. He's not giving him the pace. Because the first delivery with pace was actually struck firmly. Joshua. End of the first over. In pursuit of 58, there are 7 without loss.
Hodge As I was about to make the point that he has been brought back to the opening position, I think, because Captain Maloney has been a bit out of form. He has not gotten off to any start in any of his innings so far, so they have decided to probably make a change, and we'll see if it works for them and if they will persist with it beyond this game for the rest of the tournament.
That's a free hikers. The back of the shirt has that volcanic, somewhat like a eruption looking on their back. That's the Fort Charlotte with the two cannons sitting from the fort there on the back of the shirt. Very good fashion design by the VPL designers.
Soufriere, of course, we know is an active volcano here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Last erupted in April, explosively in April 2021. Had an effusive eruption beginning in December 2020.
Are you scampering?
No, I live far enough from it that I was able to remain in my home without having to evacuate.
I had to evacuate.
For you, I know that it would have been your first eruption.
Well, I enjoyed it. It was fun. The fact that you have to run for safety. Life is precious. Well, it was with Joshua James taking up the attack from the Grenadines' end. Just to see his approach, if it's paced on or if it will be. This one is stuck to him. Well saved there by Ray Jordan at square leg. Just to see if he will go pace up or pace off the delivery. The Tobagonian, good afternoon to persons in Scarborough, Tobago.
Strikers, they are named after Fort Charlotte, which is a historic fort constructed in 1806 in Kingstown, the capital of St. Vincent, overlooking Kingstown. So it's, we will say it's just over Edinburgh, so it's overlooking the Kingstown area. And you can actually walk there from Kingstown if you want to, or you could take a little ride up there and get the views from the fort and these historical artifacts that are there.
Ride will be preferred, Alanson. This one is short, pull away, 4 runs. That is just shark and cheese for Kevin Hodge. Too short. That one's tucked in the chuck, and at the level with the level of cricket that is played by Kevin Hodge, that was easy for him.
That was a slow bouncer. James doesn't have a lot of pace, and Hodge is the Windward Islands captain. That was really easy meat and drink for him. He had it with a cup of tea. Like
5 of the over so far, 12 without loss, the lots of free hikers. I want to see the back of Hodge. Back of Hodge, this one is struck down the ground. And in terms of
by Halavia.
Sorry, in terms of the other sides, you talk about the last of the we talked about the last of Soufriere and the Fort Charlotte, and the Botanical Garden is the oldest one in the Western Hemisphere, and that is located here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Established in 1765. Endemic parrot species there, Amazona gildingi.
Runs there. Great effort, a good throw there, return there by Ray. He was just at his position aiming at one stump, so he would have been not able to get the privilege of all 3. So he would have had to hit the bullseye, as we normally see.
It's that the teams are named of Dark View Explorers.
Cold. This one is flicked away over square leg, 6 runs. Good shot there by Gideon Pope.
And I think after this over, they will not give us an opportunity to speak about too many of the other teams, because that one is leg stump half volley, picked up easily over square leg, and that is really meat and drink for Pope.
I'm surprised that Captain Miles would have introduced pace. I believe, yes, you want wicket, but if we look at the history of the games again, spin plays a pivotal role.
And also, why not bowl Ray Jordan? You have a score that's only 50 odd runs. It most likely will not last the 10 overs. Get your strike bowler in very early.
On.
Gonna rattle some of the batsmen for the high, because even if you lose, then you make a statement.
But psychologically, if they had seen Ray, they would have more like tried not to lose their wicket to Ray, and it would have somewhat curtailed the momentum in terms of the run scoring in the power play here.
They have got given the opportunity for some of the older bowlers. If they take a backward step against Ray, then they would have to attack the others, may cause an error. But also, it seems as if Ray, they're strapping him up there. So it might be the case that he's not a fully 100% fit. See him getting some strapping around his midsection. They're removed there now.
Yes, he will be taking up the attack. Botanical Garden, end of the second over, that is 22 without loss. Some 11 runs for over. Grenadines is mainly the Grenadine Islands, Keys, great water for snorkeling and surfing. Well, surfing. And the white sand beaches. Good for vacation.
Absolutely. Some of the best sailing waters in the world, I am told. I haven't been everywhere in the world, but I am told. All pan breakers, we'll speak about them after this delivery. Oh, yeah, salt pan is one of those, I would say typically Vincentian spots. You have some basaltic volcanic rocks that you have a little outcrop there, and you see that kind of breaks the force of the waves, and you have a little pond towards the coastline.
Well, he's gone. A delivery that was edged into the keeper's glove. Good take there from the keeper Hackshaw. And the Soufriere Hikers losing their first wicket, 22 for 1 in over number 3.
Yeah, that's disappointing there for Gilran. He would have wanted to get some more runs. It's a small score, and he's going hard at the bowling, so always a chance that you could be dismissed. But he would have wanted to get a bigger score here. And the Harry continues to bowl well. He has bowled well for the strikers so far in the tournament, and he continues to bowl well. But really and truly, the game is firmly in the lap of the Hikers at this point.
Well, again, another wicket fall to the spin attack. So, not giving it away to the pace, but spin plays a pivotal role on this wicket. Bent.
Have you been back to Soufriere, Kaznel, since after the eruption? The green light is now there. It's now,
Alanson.
a stage of green.
What misery are you putting me in? I am not going there.
No, you should not go down in the crater for sure. I mean, the gases are still rising.
I will not go even close.
Also, advise persons not to go on the leeward side of it, because, of course, the wind blows in that direction, so you don't know which gases are blowing up and going in that direction. I plan to go there very soon, for before and after. Then August 2020, so I want to see the changes that have taken place.
Well, this one is too short. It's pulled away over the top. 6 runs. As Dylan Douglas comes to the crease, and to see how much he can up the average. Remember, he's coming off 2 non-scoring matches. So he's looking to capitalize here.
He had 2 ducks in his first 2 games, and then 9, and then a 50. So now after that 50, I'm sure his confidence is sky high, and that he wants to continue with his positive approach to batting. David, how he reacts here. Changing angle, he's going around the wicket. Casnell.
Yes, he should. He should take that. It would be more if the ball spins, extract more spin instead of the angle with it. So this one is struck firmly down the ground, past the cover middle of region for 4.
That was a shot of class by young Douglas. It was over pitch, too much flight there, and he came onto the front foot, drove it through the extra cover region, all along the ground, and that was 4 well played runs.
58 seems to be knocking off here in less than 5 overs, but we'll leave that for the batsman to determine.
All from one of the spectators, a shout, "Go Hikers!"
All the Hikers fans are out here.
They're definitely the most supported team in the competition.
And the thing is, they have won even some of the biggest fans you could find, like Commissioner of Police. You know, we support Hikers. So, great shot there of the waters of the calmness of that water. Good for sea bathing, Alanson.
Has started to become a little calmer today. Earlier in the day, the wind was quite strong and the sea was a bit rougher. But settling down just a little bit. Was even calmer earlier in the week.
There's some yachts out there in Young Island. Can we take a cruise after this game and down the islands for the Easter regatta?
Have to make the call, and seeing that I heard that one of them belongs to you.
Shallow will want to see us here.
Really good images here by ITFX SVG. We could see its panoramic view as they round the drone footage. Lovely ground, Arnesville.
Fredericks comes into the attack, and very interesting, did not open the bowling. Fredericks will look to peg back to Rashid Fredericks. Rashid Fredericks is supported strongly by his father. His father is always at all the games that he's playing. This one is struck down the ground over his head. 4 more runs past Joshua James there, who attempted to stop that one.
And Kavim Hodge is also a left arm spinner himself, so he'll be very familiar with what Frederick is trying to achieve here. And he got this one lofted straight down the ground, 4 runs. Adds again to the total. They only need another 23 runs to win.
A lot of dancing down the track. I wonder if he's prepared for regatta. Well, regatta, this one has sailed all the way over the ropes, all the way over the mid-wicket region. 6 more runs, 42 for 1. 42 for 1. And boy, oh boy, they're really taking it out here.
Yeah, and I think he will be going very hard in this over. They want to see how much they can boost their net run rate. And he'll be very hard after this over.
Well, this one again is pulled away. Could be taken. And 6 more. What a shot. It's 48. And I think Binava has somebody down here with her. I hope it's a striker or a fan. Let's see.
Asnell.
11 runs required from 38 deliveries. This one is down the ground. Tremendous shot. 6 more. And boy, oh boy, 54 for 1. Yes, you're watching it. It's the end of the power play. 54 for 1. The last Soufriere Hikers in pursuit of 59.
If there's one delivery left before the power play finishes, and they may be able to win the game before the power play ends, Kasnel. And this is what we're talking about. You have a small score, you go at it very hard. And Hodge is showing the way here. And one of the things I like about him, he's prepared to use his feet and advance down the track. We have seen very stationary targets from the batsmen, especially against the spinners. Not many of them are prepared to advance down the track. And of course, it's something that if you're not comfortable with, it can take some time for you to get used to it in a game. But it's a very advantageous to you because, of course, it messes with the spinner's length. It messes with what they're planning to do.
Well, 5 more runs to get. In that delivery. Yes, the music is really, he's a Caribbean man, so he may have a little bit of musical part of him dancing down the track there. Isn't he doing it here? He's erupting the runs here. So we will go down to Benava, who have somebody with her.
So we're coming live and direct from the Mike Finley stand. So we have 2 patrons of the game. How are you guys enjoying the game?
It's lovely, it's actually lovely atmosphere, lovely vibes, you know. We just came here to chill a bit and, you know, as boys and just enjoy. It's going lovely so far.
Match is good, you know, enjoying my team losing. 4 Charlotte. Yeah.
And who's your team?
I have no idea who's playing. I'm just here, I have weekend off and I'm here to just
enjoy the vibe.
Drink. And
it's good vibes.
It's all good, it's all good.
Well, enjoy the rest of the match. Back to you in broadcasting.
Anti-climax there for Calvin Hodge. He was caught on the mid-wicket boundary. The last of the Hikers losing their 2nd wicket. Why can't we see something happening here before Charlotte can pull it back for 5 more runs?
Absolutely not. But I think that what Hodge was trying to do was he was trying to win the game within the power play, which would have given them a significant boost in terms of their net run rate and would have really put them miles ahead of most other teams. Because if you win a game within 4 overs, that really is a significant victory.
Orton bowling for the first time. End of the power play. It's 54 for 2. And boy, somewhat of a performance that is disappointed by the 4 Charlotte strikers. Thomas, who comes to the crease, very hard-hitting youngster, very talented batsman. Left-hand approach. It'll be interesting to know approach to this game. It's not much runs needed. 5 is needed here, and he's on the non-strikers end. Orton coming to the attack for what is supposed to be the final over.
They only need 5 runs, so it is unlikely that the game will go beyond this over. Dylan Douglas on strike, we have seen the mood that he is in. But the Hikers are playing like champions. Taking the approach that we thought should be taken in terms of trying to get the runs as quickly as possible. Something we have not seen from some of the other teams when they have had fairly small totals to chase.
Well, there it is. It only takes 1 delivery by Dylan Douglas to finish the things here. And a massive shot goes to 6 over the top. And what a way to win, like true champions. The last of the Hikers have erupted here again, metaphorically, at the Allensville playing field. And they have really sunk the Fort Charlotte Strikers to another defeat.
And the nature of the eruption has been an explosive one, not of an effusive nature as we saw from December to April last year, but definitely what we saw from April 9th to the 22nd. So an explosive eruption here by the hikers. They are now really showing and flexing their muscles as the defending champions. Bascom, he was dismissed for 21 for 15 deliveries in the Fort Charlotte Strikers innings. They were all out for 58. Seal Roy Williams, he was dismissed for 18 off 11. Hackshaw 4 off 5. Jordan 2 off 3. Lane, very good. 2 wickets for 3 runs off his 2 overs. Williams again amongst the wickets. 2 wickets for 8 runs. That's Ryan Williams off his 2 overs. Otney Lewis 2 for 11 again off his 2 overs. Bibi 2 for 20 from his spell. Hodge, dazzling 32 off 10 deliveries. Douglas 16 not out of 5 deliveries. Pope, one of the ones who were dismissed along with Hodge. Those 2 openers went back to the hut. 12 off 10 deliveries. Javid Harry 1 off for 17 off his 2 overs. 1 over for Frederick. He was hit for 22 runs. That over that Hodge really took to him. Thornton 1 delivery, 6 runs. Really just a delivery taken by Dylan Douglas to finish the game off. And James was wicketless off his 1 over Kaznan.
Oh, boy, oh boy. If you're just tuning in, you're late, so you haven't got all the action. But it was an exciting day of cricket where we see the pendulum really swung in favor of teams that we have expected to win. In the first game, the Botanical Garden Rangers, they lost to the Darkview Explorers. And a very, what we'll call a chalk and cheese, somewhat total of 87 was seen difficult for them in that first game. And this second game, the Soufriere Hikers took on the Fort Charlotte Strikers. They scattered them out for 58 and they won by 8 wickets to spare. Well, tomorrow's game, we have 2 more games planned for you. It will be Soufriere Hikers and the Swampland Breakers. I urge you, I plead with you to please do what you have to do early and sit or come down to the Annesdale playing field if you can and watch this game. It will be a final and a finalist contender tomorrow morning in the first game here at the Annesdale playing field. And in the second game, we will see the Darkview Explorers. They'll take on the Grenadine Divers. And it will be an exciting match because the Grenadine Divers are 2 from 2